Welcome to the Trust Factor Radio, bringing you interviews and insights to unlock the power of the subconscious mind to create authority, credibility, and trust. With your host, the Authority Architect, and best-selling author, Neil Howe.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is your host, Neil Howe, and today my special guest is Anatoly Zadorozhnyy, and he is the CEO of Marketin101.com, and he helps businesses build and improve their online presence, which they all need to do. Anatoly, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Neil.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and how you got started with Marketing 101.
Yeah, so my background has been mainly in the computer industry. So before I started Marketing 101, I was managing the IT departments for some of the large companies. Eventually, I wanted to make some extra money on the side. So I got into web design and I started selling web design services and actually helping some of the people repair their computers. And I was advertising through Craigslist. After that, I decided I wanted to kind of start my own web design company, and I needed to bring the clients. So in order for me to bring the clients, I needed to promote myself and drive traffic to my website. I didn't have a big budget to run PPC ads or any of the paid advertisements. So SEO was kind of the main thing for me, the next step to do in order to drive traffic to the site. And eventually learned the SEO and kind of now it grew into Marketing 101. So I kind of let go of the web development after a while and started focusing on SEO. So,
well, great. You get through it, finding out what works and what the needs are of the people. Obviously, web design is still something that people need, but once they have those websites developed, they need to be found. Otherwise, they're useless. So talk to me about some of the people that you help. Are you in the local business market, or do you try and help the bigger, medium businesses?
Yeah, so we work with pretty much a large variety of clients. A lot of them are local businesses, but we also work with the large e-commerce sites, that have over 5,000 products in stock. Our ideal client would be medium to large business that have a dedicated marketing manager that knows at least a basics of how the internet marketing works, what type of analytics they should look for, what they should track, and how to measure the results. Even though we try to educate everybody on how to properly track the results, where their money going and what's the actual ROI they are getting on their money. A lot of times business owners are so busy that they don't really have time to sit down with us and really look at the statistics or analyze on what's working and what's not. That a lot of the things fall through the cracks. So for us, we found out that it's better when the company has a dedicated marketing manager that can oversee all the analytics, that can read the data properly that we submit to them, with the reports and stuff like that, and then kind of educate the business owner on their own time or whenever they have company meetings to give them all the statistics and how they're spending their money and what's working and what's not.
It really is important that you have somebody that does understand what you're doing and appreciates what you're doing. And just so often, these smaller businesses just don't have the personnel in order to do that. So that being one of the issues, what other kind of issue does a company have that you're able to help with?
Basically, if they look into expand and grow the local online presence. So that would be the number thing that we solve for the companies. What we mainly focus on is providing the company with the best internet marketing strategy for their money. that will provide them the results within the shortest amount of time. So, for example, if SEO takes, anywhere can take from 4 months to a year to start ranking for some of the high competitive keywords and really drive the traffic and the revenue. In some cases, we would advise the customer, well, let's do social ads or let's do pay-per-click ads or something similar, so we can, generate some type of results for you within the 30 days or 45 days. And then after that, let's focus on other things, SEO, conversion optimization, some, more things that take a longer time.
How important is just getting traffic to the website? You said you use some paid campaigns or some social paid campaigns to get traffic going to the website and see if you can get some results from that. How important is that from an SEO standpoint as well, to have that traffic?
Traffic is important. I mean, there is a lot of kind of testing going on, whether the bounce rate, whether the click-through rate affects the SEO. Some people say it does, some people say it don't. We actually test all of our SEO strategies, so we kind of get our hands dirty in every little thing as far as the SEO goes. From our tests, what we realized, the bounce rate doesn't really affect SEO as much. The click-through rate seems like the higher your organic click-through rate is, the better chance you have ranking within the top 3 results. You can get on the first page, with a not that great of a click-through rate through backlinks, content, and other stuff. But in order for you to actually get within top 3 results, you do need to have a decent click-through rate. So the better the click-through rate, it seems like the higher your chances are to get within the top 3 results.
And that all comes back to user experience. It seems like Google is making that a priority for ranking as well in 2019.
Correct. One thing, so I originally also did a lot of internet marketing, did a lot of affiliate marketing, promoting those weight loss products and all that stuff before I started marketing one-on-one. So that was another gig that I did in order to make some extra money. So after all those Google algorithm that Google did, the Google Penguin and all of those, where they mainly started hitting websites for the link building. Before all that happened, a lot of people would focus on user experience. So I remember when we would be discussing new products and new landing pages on some of the internet marketing forums, we would mainly focus on, well, what's converts better. One thing I did notice nowadays that a lot of people focus on backlinks and try to get the website on the first page first before they even start thinking about the conversion rate. So I guess, and same thing goes for a lot of business websites too. They don't want to spend, if they do know how the SEO works and all that stuff, and they mainly focus on SEO, we're not talking about PPC, anything like that, where you build out separate landing pages for pay-per-click campaign, and then you test and do the A/B testing as far as that goes. But if they only interested in the SEO, a lot of those clients don't want to spend a lot of money on trying to tune their website until they get the rankings first, because they're not sure if they're ever going to get there. Or if Google does an algorithm change and then they spent all this money, fine-tuning the website, but they cannot rank.
That does make sense from their point of view. Is like, hey, get me on the first page first, and then, once we get there, then really work on that conversion mechanism. Right. Is that what you advise, or do you think the user experience is the important thing right from the start?
So what I think is user experience is important for you to stay on the first page. I mean, if your website is not great, you rank, but the users that visit your website don't only spend 30 seconds on it, you're probably not going to stay on the first page for a lot of time. So user experience is important to retain the customer and actually get the orders. But as far as ranking on the first page and moving up with the traffic, I mean, you can rank with just a basic website with no user experience.
So what actually ranks the web page to get on the first page before that user experience really kicks in and helps?
It's mainly content and backlinks. So not much changed, honestly, from back in 2012. The only thing is really changed is you have to build the backlinks different ways. You cannot just spam everything like it used to be back in 2012, build out 1,000, 2,000 backlinks with automated software. Now you kind of, when you build a backlink, you kind of have to think about, well, am I only getting the SEO benefit from the backlinks, or is there is a potential referral traffic from the backlink? So when you build out the backlinks, you shouldn't just do it just because of the SEO purposes. Always try to think ahead and see if you can get maybe at least a potential referral traffic from the backlink. You might not get a lot of business from the backlinks, from that referral traffic, but at least build backlinks, from niche-related websites and where you can establish your authority. So not just spamming it.
So like you said, the whole spamming of links where you used to get hundreds or even thousands of links from all these different services online, that kind of stuff doesn't help anymore. So, what exactly are you for?
So it has to, the domain that is linking back to you has to be, of course, related to your industry. So you cannot rank, you cannot link back, from some website that sells, some weight loss pills, and then you linking back to an electrician website. That's not going to work. So the domain of the website that is linking back to you has to be in your industry. The authority of the website, we'd like to have a minimum of 15 to 20. The link should be contextual, so basically it should come within the article or, within some type of text, so it's not just placed randomly on the website or in the footer or in the sidebar. Unless you can place it in the footer or in the sidebar, but then you would have to make it no follow because it will look like a paid link that you paid for.
And what is the weight of the no
either
follow?
banner advertisement or something like that? It will still help, but it's not. We're probably talking about maybe 90% less than what would a do follow link would do for you.
Okay. Now, how about things like the second tier linking? If you have a great link coming to you from a relevant website, do you do any kind of backlinking to that page that helps out, or is that frowned upon as well these days?
It still works. A lot of tier 2 linking mainly used for indexing the tier 1 links. So for example, web tool properties are still a popular thing. Registering a blog on WordPress.com with a subdomain, creating an article, linking back to your website, and then building links to that WordPress.com blog that you just created, to index it and kind of give it a little bit more of domain authority and stuff like that. So that's still, people still do it, and it still works in some cases. But mainly the tier 2 links now, at least, used for just the indexing the tier 1 links.
So as far as the local sites go, do they need a lot of links and a lot of content to rank? And, which one has more weight?
One thing we noticed with a local niche is basically the citations and making your business actually not making it, but proving to Google that you are a legit business. That you're a legit local business, whether you have a location or you actually serve that specific area, through local directory submissions, citations, reviews. Those actually have more effect on rankings than just simply building out links to your site, as far as the local market goes.
And as far as some of these bigger clients that have bigger websites, what's the most effective way to get them to rank?
Those ones would be, it depends on the industry again too. if you're in e-commerce and you're selling your products, I mean, again, it's better for you to establish your presence, through third-party sites like Amazon, eBay, all of that. If you have a large presence on Amazon and eBay, it has good benefit, and it will influence your rankings in a really good way and help you rank a lot faster than somebody who doesn't. But just building out quality backlinks, through guest posts, doing content, making sure that all the structure of the website is correct, that all the inner linking is in place. So all of that together helps the bigger clients to rank within the national niche.
As far as some of these, the local business sites might not have too many pages, but the bigger sites certainly have, hundreds of pages. How important is the technical aspect to help those pages rank?
So technical aspect probably affects about 40% of your rankings. So you do have to make sure that there is no broken links, that there is no duplicate content, all the title tags, meta descriptions, all that stuff is unique and actually includes the targeted keywords. But again, it affects about 40% of the rankings. We do have one client that it's kind of like a classifieds website, and they actually rank within the top 3 for very large competitive keywords with maybe 2 to 3 sentences on each ad. So for example, if you would search for something like iPhone X on Google, they would rank within the top 10 or top 5, depending on a product. And when you click on that product, it only has about 2 sentences on a page.
Okay, and that is because of good technical SEO?
It's mainly it's because they have a lot of backlinks, but technical, like as far as the homepage, that's what I mean. It's like it will only affect about 30 to 40% of your rankings, depending on the industry too, because they have very minimal homepage. They do not want to change it, no matter how many times we told them to. Like add the content, at least add the content, to the product page or something like that. But it's literally just 2-3 sentences, click to buy button, and an image, and that is it. And they ranking with the top 5 to top 10, mainly because of the backlinks. So backlinks is still, off-page is still number 1 factor for ranking. On-page, I mean, you can, in some cases, you can remove all your content and just have the title and meta description and 2 sentences and still rank.
So. Well, I guess there's, something to be said for ranking, like we talked about earlier, and the user experience. I imagine if they beefed those pages out a bit with some more content, they would have higher conversions in each of those pages.
Correct. Yep.
So what are some of the misconceptions that people have about SEO?
One thing we always run into if we're dealing with a business owner and not the marketing manager is they don't really understand how everything works. A lot of things that would get bombarded with emails, from India and stuff like that, offering them SEO services for $99. So when they contact us and ask us, well, why am I going to go with you when you try to charge me, $500 a month or something like that, when this person telling me that they can rank me for $99, and they don't really understand the difference that with $99 you're not going to get the same quality of work that you're going to get for $500, and most of the time somebody offering you $99 a month SEO for $99 a month, most likely they just still using all of those software from back 2012, building out automated backlinks with auto-approved blog comment lists and stuff like that. That is just not going to get you anywhere. And in most cases, it will do more bad than good. So,
Well, that brings me to the authority question. What kind of impact does authority have in making people make the decisions? Obviously, if you're ranked in LA for the top SEO keywords, you have that authority for you and for your site. How are you able to transfer that to your clients?
Correct. So it's always, if you're hiring somebody to do something as far as the internet marketing goes, if they're selling you pay-per-click ads, or if they're selling you the SEO, that's technically should mean that that's the type of channel that they're using to drive clients to their own website. So if an SEO company tries to sell you an SEO services, but they cannot rank themselves, that shouldn't say much about that SEO company. So it's always, in most cases, we don't really have to explain to people as far as that 30 goals of rank on page 1. It's mainly we just ask them, how did you find us, and tell us, well, you were on page 1 of Google. So that would automatically mean if we can rank ourselves, then we shouldn't have a problem trying to rank you.
Definitely, that's credibility right there. That's for sure. So, give me some examples, Anatoly, of people that you have worked with that you've been able to help and rank. Is there anybody sticks out in your mind that had a major problem when they came to you? What was that problem? What was your solution, and what was the outcome?
One of our latest clients, it's been now almost a year. So it was a guy that came to us. He actually found us online, and contacted us. He was starting a brand new business for junk removal, and he wanted to compete with one of the biggest competitors. I think it was Remove Junk or something like that.com. So he's located, and it was so we built a brand new website for him, and then he also wanted to do optimization on it, and he wanted to target the whole state of Virginia, so pretty much every city. Well, now it's been almost a year, and he ranks within the top 3 in every city that we targeted with him. So we currently have over 20 cities on target right now, and he's ranking within the top 3 in all 20 cities. So he's very happy. It was a brand new business. It's been 9 to 10 months. So, and he's getting a lot of clients. So he's happy.
Great.
Yeah. So,
talk to me about the benefits of SEO compared to, other things like pay-per-click or Facebook ads or anything like that.
Well, as far as the SEO goes, it's mainly the money thing. So you get better ROI if SEO done properly and you're ranking and you're getting the traffic. The ROI is way better compared to PPC, like Google AdWords. As far as the social media ads, it's really depends on the industry. For some industries, it does work. For some, it doesn't. So Facebook advertisement is fairly cheap. You can boost the post, for $30 to $40 and reach thousands of people. Same goes on Instagram. But again, social ads, it's mainly for brand awareness. It's not, in some industries, they're not going to drive as much revenue or going to get you leads compared to the other ones. But if we're talking about comparing SEO to Google AdWords, SEO has way better ROI compared to AdWords. For example, let's just take a local plumber. In some cases, let's say if you're in New York or bigger cities, you might pay somewhere between $20 to $40 per click, and 10 clicks, that's $200. You might get one job from that. You might close it, you might not. So where the SEO might cost you, $800 or $600, depending on the city you are, and then you get way more clicks and way more business. So.
Yeah, so SEO obviously is really important, and having the right kind of company do that for you is very important as well. So if somebody's looking for a company to do their SEO, what kind of questions should they be asking to make sure that they're choosing the right company?
The first thing I would ask is for the referrals. So you always want to ask for the referrals. You always want to check the companies that they work with or that they're currently working with. You would want to check those companies' rankings. In some cases, even though the SEO company might rank, for keywords like SEO in Los Angeles. That does not mean that they can get you good rankings for national terms or broad terms, that are not local niche related. So that is also important to see if you're a national company, you're looking to rank on the national terms, to see if they can actually get you there, then they not just learn how to rank for local terms. I think referrals, reviews, I think, and if I would also, not a lot of people, business owners especially, know about link building and all that stuff, but if you do, I would also ask for link building samples to see what kind of links they actually build. And just general on-page questions, exactly what are you going to do for me on my website, or can you take a look at my website and see what's wrong with it? Is there any specific issues that, they don't need to give you a full analysis of your site and exactly what's wrong with it, but at least 1, 2, 3, at least 3 things, something that right away comes up, or if they tell you, oh, well, everything looks great on our own page, well, what looks great exactly? Those type of questions.
So and I guess setting expectations is important as well. And sometimes if people hire an SEO company, they want that company to do absolutely everything for them that might not be included.
Correct. Yeah, expectations is another big thing. A lot of, again, if the business owner is not really educated in SEO and how long it takes, they might think that it's something that will, might provide them the results within the 30 days. So when we onboard the client, we interview the client as much as they interview us. So we always try to set the expectation correct, so we don't run into the issues where 30 days later the customer comes back to us and says, well, why I'm not on the page 1 for a specific term, stuff like that. Or if we're running a pay-per-click ads and then they have $400 budget, but their cost per click is $30 to $40, and then they expect thousands of visitors to their website. Again, it's not going to happen unless you increase your budget. So setting expectations is actually very important in order for you to retain the client. And also setting good expectations, and that way you can avoid any negative reviews in the future when somebody who didn't understand that SEO will take 4 months, that they come back within 30 days and say, oh, they couldn't rank me for anything, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's very important. All right, Anatoly, well, I appreciate all the information that you have given us here today. If somebody listening wants to reach out to you personally and get you to look at their website or help them with their marketing, what's the best way for them to do that?
That would best for me is to reach go to the website. It's marketin1on1.com, or email us at support@marketin1on1.com. So that would be the best ways to reach us.
Excellent. Well, there's nothing better than having a company that, ranks for their keywords to help you to rank for yours. So, Anatoly Zadorozhnyy, thank you very much for being my guest on the Trust Factor Radio today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And to our listening audience, if you like what you hear, hit that like button and share, and we'll see you next time on the show.
You've been listening to the Trust Factor Radio with Neil Howe. To learn about the resources mentioned in the show and to listen to past episodes, go to thetrustfactorradio.com. To get a copy of the book, The Trust Factor, go to thetrustfactorbook.com. If you are ready to act now and build your authority, credibility, and trust, schedule a consultation with Neil at theauthorityarchitect.com.